Hey guys, today we're going to talk about comparing and ordering integers. Vocabulary for this video will be knowing that this sign here, this arrow, means less than, and that this arrow pointing this way to the right means greater than. So if you remember when we were talking about our integers on the number line, that the positive numbers are off to the right-hand side of 0, and that the negative numbers are off to the left-hand side of 0. So when we're comparing numbers and determining whether something is larger than something else, we're going to look at how far to the right the numbers are. And so the number that's furthest to the right on the number line will be the bigger number. So let's look at a few examples that we have on the board. Okay, so when we're comparing the numbers 8 and 4, well, here's 8 and there's 4. So we see that 8 is further to the right on the number line than 4, so 8 is going to be larger than 4. So now we compare -3 and 1. Well, 1 is in the positive side, and your positive numbers are always going to be larger than your negative numbers. So in this case, 1 is larger than 3. Oh, excuse me, -3. When we compare -2 and -3, well, here's -3 and here's -2. -2 is farther right than -3 on the number line, so -2 is going to be larger than -3. When we're comparing 5 and 0, here's 0, here's +5. 5 is obviously a larger quantity than 0. When we're comparing -7 and 7, +7 is further right on the number line, so it is larger than -7. So now we need to compare -6 and the opposite of -5. Well, the opposite of -5 is +5, and we know that positive numbers are larger than negative numbers. So we're comparing the opposite of 4 to the opposite of -9. Well, the opposite of 4 is -4. The opposite of -9 is +9. So here's -4, here's +9. Obviously, 9 is further right. And then the last example on this is comparing 0 with the opposite of -1. Well, the opposite of -1 is 1, and we're comparing that to 0. Well, 1 is just a little bit further on the number line to the right than 0. So it is bigger than 0. There we go. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about ordering our numbers. So some words we should be familiar with are ascending order, which is listing numbers from least to greatest, and descending order, which is listing numbers from greatest to least. So down here we have the numbers 5, -3, 1, 0, -9, 2, -5, and -7. And we were asked to put them in order from least to greatest. And this is where our number lines can come in and help us. It's very easy to see by using our number lines. I put blue dots over all of the numbers that we have. And since we're listing them from least to greatest, we can start here with -9, and then go to -7, and then -5, -3, -1, 0, 1, 2, and finally the largest number in that set, which is +5. So putting them on the number line would be very helpful for you if you need to do that. Okay, let's let you get a little practice in. Go ahead and pause the video. Compare the numbers up top. And then arrange these numbers here in descending order. Okay, let's see how we did here. So when we're comparing the numbers, we know that a positive number is larger than a negative number. So 1 is larger than negative 5. When we're comparing two negatives, the numbers further right on the number line are larger than numbers further left. So here, negative 3 is larger than negative 7. Again, with C, numbers further right on the number line are larger than numbers further left. So negative 2 is larger than negative 6. And then with D, the opposite of 5, which would be negative 5, is smaller than the opposite of negative 5. And the opposite of negative 5 would be 5. So we know that positive 5 is larger than negative 5 because positive numbers are always larger than their negative counterparts. And so when we arrange the numbers in descending order, remember descending is greatest to least, our numbers will be 8, 6, 2, 0, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, and negative 9. Okay, folks, we will definitely practice this in class. If you were unsure of something in the video, go back and watch it and bring questions to class if you have any. But if not, I will see you in class. Os!